Hi everyone, Eric Nelson here once again, and thank you for tuning into my YouTube channel. For today, I am back with another book review on Izabela Monick's Inevitable Destiny. Now, when love occurs, this term always occurs. It's complicated. And even a so-called normal love is complicated because love occurs when more than one person is involved, and because everyone is very different, the differences will arise, and when some or all of those differences need to be resolved, then the complicated part of love occurs. But in this book, Inevitable Destiny, the popular phrase "it's complicated" becomes a huge understatement. And that occurs because in this book, the protagonist, or should I say anti-hero, is named Chris, whose mother passes away when he was 16. And before she had passed away, she was seeing this one man named Kevin, who was basically the typical abusive boyfriend who was very verbally abusive with her. And then years later, Chris and Kevin become business rivals. And when Kevin is on the verge of losing everything that he has, Chris begins to have a sweet taste of revenge in his mouth, because he believes that Kevin was not one of the many reasons why his mother passed, but the main reason why in his mind. And you'll read more about how she had passed in the book, because that alone is very dramatic. But once he hears that there is also a business deal that Kevin is about to receive, that will not only help him financially, but it will also help rebuild his business. He begins to think of a way that Kevin can actually back out of that business deal, and he goes for a real easy way, and that is to hold his own stepdaughter Julia ransom. So he successfully captures her, and the ransom is basically this: he has to back out of the business deal, and she will be brought back to Kevin. But then it goes for the typical kidnapper falls in love with his victim, and victim falls in love with her kidnapper. And so yeah, it does follow a familiar plot device. However, in this book, it makes with its great character development and twists in the plot, and great dialogue, it really makes this familiar plot device almost 100% original. And when I say the character development, I mean that as I read, some of the characters really seem to be real unsympathetic. For an example, the anti-hero, Chris. I mean, yeah, I understand why he's hateful towards Kevin, but it seems like he's sort of hateful with everybody. But then again, as I read more and more, I sort of understood why he was so hateful. And he wasn't 100% hateful. He did have a lot of nice moments, but not very much. And there were a lot of other characters who I thought that they were either nice or mean, but as I read on, they seemed to have a I'm sorry, different side, which was either for better or for worse. But in this case of Isa, Isabella Monick's story, it is 100% for better. And not only is it and not only does it bring back of the whole idea of love being completely complicated, it also reminds us of another term in the field of love. Ain't love a bitch? So you can get this book anywhere, and I hope to see you all at the bookstore or the iBookstore.